Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Declasse Tulip in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now I haven't customized this car before, I don't think, but I'm really looking forward to it, so we're going to go ahead and hop inside. So to start off with the armor, we're going to go all the way up on this, the brakes as well for sure. For the bumpers, we do have front and rear options with this thing. Let's take a look at some of these options here. Some of these front splitter options on this car are really aggressive. I do kind of like how they look. I think we're going to go for the painted low splitter. It doesn't look too aggressive, so should be pretty good. For the rear bumper, we can of course have it painted as well. I guess we'll go for that, we might as well. For the engine, we are going to go all the way up. For the exhaust, we have the straight pipe exhaust, the chrome tip exhaust, the race exhaust, or of course the chrome plated exhausts that are on the sides of the vehicle. I think we're going to go for the straight pipe exhaust. I like that look overall. I think it looks pretty good, so we'll do that. For the hood, we have the pinned hood option here. We got the dual intake. We got lots of hood options actually for this thing. Usually on these older muscle car type of vehicles, you do have quite a few hood options. I am kind of a fan of the triple intake cowl hood. I do like how that looks, and the single intake, but I like being able to see out my windshield, so we're not going to go for that option. I think that what we're going to do is go for the dual intake. I do like the look of that. I think it looks great, so we'll do that. For the lights, we are of course going to go xenon because we want those blue headlights, of course. For the livery, we do have a few different options. We have the classic stripes in black and in white as well. We have the racing stripes as well. This is pretty cool. I do like that look. We have the outlaw as well, the good, the bad, the ugly, the tension livery as well. That is pretty sick. We got the badger livery as well. We have the Los Santos Knights livery, and back to none. I do like a lot of these different livery options. I think there are some really cool ones. The good is pretty cool. The outlaw is also really cool as well. I do like the racing stripes too. I'm not sure which one of these I actually want to go for. I think I want to go for the outlaw. I think it's the coolest looking of these ones at least. I don't want to go for like a racing livery on this thing. You know what, actually the ugly is really cool looking too. Let's actually go for that. I do like that look a lot. For the plate, we are going to go yellow and black as usual. For the respray of the car, I have seen this thing in a black very recently, and I do think that that looks absolutely menacing. It looks really awesome, so I'm wondering about going for a black. Black does look sick. Silver also looks really cool. What about a red? Ooh, red with the red is kind of crazy looking. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the red, honestly. It does look good, but I don't know if it looks that good. The orange is also pretty tight. I do like that. What about in a green? This thing does look kind of interesting in sea green. We could also go for a blue of some sort. I'm not sure about this livery with the blue though. Yeah, I'm not too convinced about this. I do like a racing blue on this car. Could go for that. We could also go for maybe something different, like maybe like a midnight purple. Midnight purple is kind of sick. You know what? I want to go for a midnight purple on this car. It's not something I do very often. So we'll go midnight purple for the primary. For the secondary, we'll go black because that does sort of the trim pieces. We'll do that. For the primary color though, the pearlescent, I'm gonna go for a black on that because I don't want it to shine too much. We're gonna go back to the livery option as well. We're actually going to go for, I think, one of the other ones. I think we're going to go for the good. I do like the good on this car. I think that looks pretty sick, so we'll do that. Now for the spoiler, we can add a lip spoiler to this thing. We can go for a ducktail as well. The low-level spoiler, the drift wing, the Pro Touring spoiler, and the painted Pro Touring spoiler as well. I like the Pro Touring spoiler. I don't like the little supports on it and stuff, but it does look pretty cool. I do like the ducktail, and I also like the lip spoiler. Let's just go for the lip spoiler. It's pretty basic, so we'll do that one. For the suspension, we are going to lower this thing down as much as humanly possible because I know the suspension option is going to be pretty key in making this thing handle decently. Super transmission, we are going to add that. The turbo as well, of course. The wheels, I want to go for something different. I don't know what I want to go for though. I have seen some high-end rims on this thing very recently as well, and they do look kind of good. I'm tempted to go for the Cheetah RRs. I think these are going to look really sick on this thing. I know there's a lot of people who don't like low profiles on an old muscle car. Honestly, myself included a bit, but I feel like these look so good that you can kind of get a pass for it. I think we want to go for maybe a black on the wheels today. I think that is going to look really good. For the tires, we are going to go bulletproof, of course. We could put a tire design on. I'm not a fan of it, though, on this car. We are going to tint the windows all the way out as well. I think that looks really, really sick. The only thing that I'm wondering is maybe about going for a different color now that we've changed the livery option here. Could go for like something like a dark steel, something like that. Could also go for like a yellow or even a red would look really sick. I'm almost tempted to go for a Torino red on this thing now. It does look really, really clean. What about the crew color? What does the crew color look like? Ooh, that is very bright, but I do kind of like it. I'm thinking about going for a red though. I think, what about a Cabernet red? Ooh, Cabernet red's a bit dark on it, I think. What if we go for like Grace red? I do like a Grace red on this thing. What is the pearlescent now? Has it changed? Kind of want to go for a black pearlescent still because I feel like it looks pretty clean. So we'll go for a black pearlescent with the primary color as what did I go for there? Was that Grace red? I think it was Grace red. I think this looks really good. We're gonna take this thing down to the ground. We're gonna do a sound test and a full review on the car now. Okay, here we are outside. Let's take a listen to what the Tulip actually sounds like. It sounds like an old muscle car. It sounds pretty good. I am a fan of it for sure. This customization does look pretty good in the daylight, I have to say. I'm very, very happy with how this has turned out. Now, I'm interested to see the overall performance of this car. I know it is very, very quick in a straight line. It does have the super transmission upgrade, which is very unique for this thing. I'm wondering if this car is one of the ones that suffers from advanced handling flags. I'm almost feeling like it is, but it's not acting up too much to make me fully think that it, oh, maybe it is. Okay, well, we'll see. I'm sure we'll figure it out in due time. I have to say, I love how the Tulip looks. I think this is probably one of the best looking muscle cars in the game, especially the older muscle cars. I think this looks super unique. It looks super good in my opinion. I'm definitely a pretty big fan of the Tulip. I do like the four-doored muscle cars. I do think that they are kind of unique. I do like two doors, obviously. Everybody likes coupes, but I think that I don't know, the four-door sort of coupe style is really good looking in my opinion. So cars like this, I think it just looks so great. So it's time to see how the Tulip actually handles, and you know what? It's a little bit better than I was actually expecting. It's not good by any means, don't get me wrong. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to say it's not good. It's above average for the muscle category, that's for sure, and it's definitely above average for the older muscle car category. Not that that is actually a category, but as far as older muscle cars go, the Tulip seems to handle relatively well compared to a lot of them, so that's refreshing. I really like how this thing handles, actually. Well, I have to say, I'm impressed with the Tulip's performance overall so far. It does handle a lot better than I was actually expecting it to. It's very quick in a straight line as well. This thing it's probably one of the better drag cars in the game, I would say. Of course, it is a muscle car, so it also has the wheelie boost that you can do off the line, because if you boost it with the handbrake and hold the acceleration and then let it go, you do a wheelie. I'm sure pretty much everybody knows that, but this thing I could see with good traction off the line, I could see it definitely being a very quick drag car in this game for sure, so long as you're not drag racing against, you know, HSW cars of any sort. So, you know, it's a good car, I gotta say. Of course, it is a four-door as well, so that is pretty useful as far as bringing some friends around with you. Everybody likes to be able to do that, and you know, it's basically a four-door that looks like a coupe, which I really like, as I kind of touched on earlier in the review. I think that the Tulip is truly a great car. Could the handling be better? Yes. It's not terrible though, it really isn't. It doesn't understeer. If anything, it oversteers, but the oversteer is very manageable as far as muscle cars go. Most muscle cars, they're kind of hard to control if they get out of control, but Tulip, I don't know, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good to get back to you know, being in control of the car, that's for sure. So the Tulip is on sale this week. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the review, but it is on sale, and now is a great time to buy this thing if you're planning on it. I believe it's 40% off, which is a pretty huge discount. And you know, the car's going for around $420,000, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood. And for that price, I don't think you can really go wrong with the Tulip. So this week, I would definitely say to pick up the Tulip in Grand Theft Auto Online. It is definitely a worthy purchase, I have to say. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it for the Declasse Tulip customization and review in Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys haven't seen my video from the other day ranking all of the Declasse vehicles, you should go and check that out if you haven't already. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found this review useful in any way, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.